All right, good evening everyone. We can go ahead and get started. It is 6 o'clock. I'll start with some introductions. My name is Megan Covey. I'm the Grants Director for Clay County Board of County Commissioners. And the Grants Department and the Clay County's Community and Social Services Department are co-hosting this public comment meeting tonight. This is to discuss the funds we receive from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, known as HUD. This is for our Community Development Block Grant. And tonight we will be discussing our proposed funding allocation for our fiscal year 25, which starts October 1. And the annual action plan is the document that is essentially our grant application, or request for funding each year. We do have hard copies of this document in the back. If you want to have one to refer to during the meeting, you're welcome to. It'll provide a little more detail. It's also published online on our website for reference. So the annual action plan serves as the application of funding for the CDBG program and describes the activities and projects that will be undertaken during the next fiscal year. Activities and projects are selected for funding in accordance with priorities established in the county's 2021 to 2025 CDBG Consolidated Plan and in accordance with the primary objectives of the CDBG program. Funded activities must serve one of three CDBG national objectives. The first being to benefit low and moderate income persons, the second to aid in the prevention or elimination of slum and blight, or three, to meet a community development need of urgency. So most commonly that would be if we were impacted by a natural disaster. Fiscal year 2024-2025 will include proposals we'll be discussing tonight. These are just, as I mentioned, proposals, so we want your feedback. We want to make sure funds are going in the right places. This is how funding is currently laid out. We anticipate receiving a little over $1 million. We've allocated about $350,000 to housing rehab and $650,000 to public infrastructure. These are programs we've been running since 2021 when we first received funding, so that's how we started at this point, and we'll continue to dive deeper into that tonight. Just a couple comments. We will record tonight's meeting and publish this online with meeting minutes. If there are people who could not attend, please feel free to share this with them. We'd love their input as well. We have some green comment cards on the back table. If you have thoughts you want to submit later or submit directly in writing, you may do that. So without any further ado, I'll go ahead and hand it over to Gabrielle Gunn, our Director of Community and Social Services.
Hello, I am Gabrielle Gunn. I'm the Director of Community and Social Services with the Board of County Commissioners. I'm going to give a little overview of tonight's meeting. We're trying to get you out at 7 o'clock, so we're going to fly through some of these things, but feel free to raise your hand at any time with any questions, clarification. We are going to start off with a beginning discussion. We'll then move into a main discussion and a little activity voting on high priority versus low priority, and then we'll wrap you up with any other comments for the evening. You'll see right here beside me that we have a parking lot page. This is where we will put the questions, comments that you have that we're not quite there yet, but we will get there by the end of the meeting, and we're just going to put them right here so that you can see them, so that we don't forget about your question, so that we can stay on time and on task with the items that we're discussing. I will be facilitating, and Tara is our housing program manager, and she will be taking notes. If she's writing up on the board and she's not writing something that you have said or you would like clarification, please don't hesitate to stop us and let us know exactly what you would like it to say. We want to make sure that everyone's feedback is clear and concise. Again, we have comment cards. If you don't feel free sharing, feel free to write those on the comment cards, and we will collect them after and answer your questions in a timely manner. So for the beginning discussion, I always like to kick it off with a positive. So for tonight's meeting, the question for tonight is, what qualities make up a vibrant neighborhood or community? Who would like to go first? I'll repeat the question. What qualities make up a vibrant neighborhood or community?
Resident investment.
Great, thank you.
Not a lot of empty buildings, just, I mean.
Vacant property?
Yeah, I guess that's
Yeah.
all property being filled or something.
No vacancy or anything.
Yeah.
Property or buildings?
Property or buildings or both?
Both,
Okay,
Property's fine. Somebody else get them.
yeah.
thank you very much. I'll repeat the question. We're
Okay.
starting with the beginning discussion. Thank you for joining us. And we're starting off with a positive question. And the question is, what qualities make up a vibrant neighborhood or community?
Parks,
Okay, thank you.
places for recreation, which I guess would be parks. Libraries,
Oh, did you have something else?
she's writing at libraries.
Okay.
More?
Oh, we're gonna keep going.
Uh,
There is no wrong answer.
library, yeah. Lidded, lighting, sidewalks,
Okay.
streetlights,
Okay, thank you.
quality schools,
She's gonna write sidewalks and then she can write quality schools.
we're writing the positives, like what makes up.
Do you want me to repeat it?
Yes.
We're starting off with a positive question. We're gonna start with a beginning discussion and then a main discussion. Right now, we're discussing the beginning portion, and the question is, what qualities make up a vibrant neighborhood or community? Do you have an answer you'd like to share? Okay. Yes, sir?
Community center or
Okay.
good places to eat at. So.
Community center and good places to eat at. In, what was that?
Paved roads.
Thank you.
Paved.
You said paved roads. Anyone else? Did you folks want to share in the back? Do you have anything you'd like to add? Not yet? Okay. Nope. Any other feedback before we move on to the next section? There's no wrong answer.
What's that?
There's no wrong answer.
They said less car washes and less storage facilities.
Okay.
Huh?
See, everybody
Yeah.
was laughing.
What? It's-
That's a good one.
rude.
It is.
Less car washes
And less storage facilities.
and less storage facilities, okay?
And less communities.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Less community, we got way too many in this
Yeah.
neighborhood. Yeah, we've been living here a long time, we kinda live in the woods, we kinda like living in the woods.
Yeah,
That's us, but.
Yes, sir.
So developments, neighborhood
less
development.
development.
The storage unit's gotta be a damn drug cover or something.
Yeah.
I ain't figured it out. Money wash, all
All right, anything else before we move on to the main part? No? Okay. Thank you all for your feedback. All right. For the main discussion, we're going to start with two questions. We're going to have two questions in this section, but we're going to start with the first one. What kind of neighborhood infrastructure needs to be implemented to create a safer living environment? And it could be a generic thing. It could be in your vicinity or it can be in Clay County as a whole. What kind of neighborhood infrastructure needs to be implemented to create a safer living environment?
I think-
Oh, one at a time.
Yeah, go ahead.
What was
I
that?
think sidewalks,
Okay. Did you have a specific area?
Yeah, 218.
218.
Okay, sidewalks on 218. Sir?
Lighting.
Lighting, street lights, okay? Yes, sir, you had something to add here.
Lighting out, yeah, especially up and down 218.
Lighting on
Lighting
218.
and a place to ride. They had, gentleman got killed last summer right there at Old Jennings in Long Bay, and I think the same day there was 3 of them hit out here. 2 of the 3 died because the guy didn't see them when they hit him on the bike.
And it was in the evening, okay. So, I'm hearing you say bikes, is that,
Like a bike trail or something like
Bike
that,
lane?
yeah.
okay?
I think, is that a bike lane that's out there now, or is that just a sidewalk?
It's definitely a sidewalk.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't allow them to mix the two, so,
Safer ways of travel,
yeah.
okay. Pedestrian travel. Yes, sir.
Law enforcement presence.
That's,
Are you saying you want an improvement in law enforcement, or,
You ask what is necessary, what's needed, right?
yes. What kind of neighborhood infrastructure needs to be implemented to create a safer living environment?
Law.
Okay.
In medical facilities.
Okay, medical facilities? Ma'am, did you have something?
No.
Okay. No? Anything else? Going once? All right, we're gonna move on to the question number 2. And again, there's no wrong answer. Question number 2, what types of specific projects would you like to see within these budget categories? Don't raise your hands at once. Did you have something?
Well, my thing, I don't know where you're looking.
We have housing rehab and public infrastructure. If you looked at these, what types of projects would you like to see come out of this funding?
So what, could you explain housing rehab? Like
Housing
what-
rehab would be for LMI areas, which is low to moderate income, areas or individuals. So they would qualify for housing rehab assistance through our CDBG program. And it would be things that could consist of a new ramp, an ADA shower, a new roof, the bones of the house that make it safe and improve the quality of life for the individual applying for it. But they would need to be a low to moderate income applicant. Does that give you?
Mhm.
And what is the general category? What is low income?
80% of the
Sorry, 80% of the qualifying income, right? So it's
For one individual, it's $54,000 a year. For two individuals, it's another amount. For three, it goes up based on the number of individuals within the household.
In the household.
It's
Yes,
based off of HUD's
Are the
guidelines.
adults and children,
Yes.
adults and minors?
Yes.
Yes. So, again, if you looked at these two projects, this public infrastructure does not have to be a specific individual. It could be overall. This housing rehab is specific to an individual. So what types of projects would you like to propose see come out of funding for housing rehab or for public infrastructure?
Explain the public infrastructure.
Public infrastructure could include things like sidewalks, roads, improvements to existing infrastructure.
Correct, that's what I'm looking at, trees, public's area.
Well, what about the public's area?
Everything in there is blighted right now.
Okay.
There's nothing open, they've closed the Ace, they've closed whatever that restaurant, there's no restaurants in this area, so somebody needs to rehab the public's area.
Okay, so for the
What's it called, Middleburg Crossing.
Middleburg Crossing, okay, so you'd like to
Yeah.
see an improvement in the Middleburg Crossing
Oh, definitely.
development.
There's
There's
nothing
nothing
in
in
there.
there.
Okay.
Except for Dollar
Buildings.
General.
All right, thank you very much. And she's gonna abbreviate, she knows what she's writing, but if you have questions, feel free to ask.
Yes.
Improvement in Middleburg Crossing Center, is that fair?
That's correct.
Okay. Not yet.
Well, roads, but specifically the entrance into the Publix area, there's a washout all the time as you enter, I don't know, at the light,
Across the street from the church.
yeah, across the street.
The only
from the
entrance
church.
you
From
get
First
in
Baptist
Parsons
Building?
was Parsons
It's-
Street.
Constant hole there.
Okay.
It's just,
And I think they have filled it with rock, but it's not like repaved. And I just don't know, is that something that this would cover, or is that something that,
The county.
yeah, is it the county money that would do that, or is it all that area, even as we're talking about the Middleburg Crossing, is that all, would that be the responsibility of the owner of that property?
That's a great question, but it's not something that we can say yes to right now. We're just taking into consideration what project ideas that the community comes forward with in this citizen participation plan. And then we take those all back and see which projects that we can do. We will definitely write that down. But I wanted to clarify, you were saying the entrance to First Baptist Middleburg Church or
No.
first into the entrance of Publix?
Which
Okay.
is at Middleburg Crossing.
Correct.
It's right by the, what's
It's
Taco
Parsons.
Bell? Taco Bell. There you go.
Parsons Street, okay.
Parsons Street.
it's the
No,
one.
it's right there with the Taco Bell.
The Taco
is.
Bell.
It's
Where
the
Dream Mat
entrance
is.
to
It's
Middleburg
not where that
Crossing.
light is, it's where the Taco Bell is.
Oh, okay,
Taco Bell.
great,
Yeah.
okay,
That's one way you can get to Taco Bell.
Gotcha.
Yes. And then there's one other way you can get to
Yeah.
Publix
The
off-
next
Off of Landing.
okay.
Now, does that
Oh.
include like a neighborhood, the public infrastructure? Like if you live in a neighborhood that doesn't have sidewalks or anything, or lighting?
It could, yes.
Okay, because we live in a neighborhood, it's an older neighborhood, it's Black Creek Park North. There's no lighting in there and there's no sidewalks. And there's a lot of older people that live in that neighborhood
Okay.
that walk. And it's very dangerous because people fly up and down those roads, in there. And so, I mean, I would like to see streetlights in there and a sidewalk
Okay, so I'm hearing you say an addition of streetlights and sidewalks
in that
in,
neighborhood.
what's the neighborhood again?
Black Creek Park North,
Black Creek
Park
Park North.
North.
Oh, I'm gonna give her a second to write that down.
yeah. It's, yeah.
While she's writing, you said 54,000 is the prevailing income thing?
80%. Oh, 54 of an individual. in a
For
house?
one
Yeah.
single person, yes.
Okay, what is the 80%? I mean, what is that figure? I'm just trying to.
It's
54
80%
is 80.
of the overall population.
Okay.
So for example, if you are looking at, our numbers are based off of Jacksonville. So 80% of, that's just how it goes. That's the largest city that we, so it benefits us.
So,
Go ahead.
no, I'm trying to figure about 54%, 54,000 is 80% of what?
The low to go ahead.
It's based on the federal poverty guideline, and HUD takes that and factors.
What
has
is that
has-
number?
I'd have to look it up. You can look it up online. It's the federal poverty guideline.
Is that
It
what it
comes
is?
out from the Department of Agriculture in January of each year.
You could look up HUD low to
So-
moderate income
Yeah,
guidelines.
that will give it to you as well.
I wanted to make sure that your voice was heard.
Mhm.
Is that everything that you were wanting to say on the sheet?
So we're
Yes.
basing everything on Jackson.
Sidewalks and streetlights. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Based out of that.
I wanted to make sure that it was being captured, that the safety
Yeah.
of the, you were saying elderly population?
Yes, there's a lot of elderly women that walk in that neighborhood.
Okay.
And they, I mean, the speed limit's 25,
Mm-hmm.
so if, I mean,
Who walk?
very seldom do they go that long.
And you are concerned about the speed limits in the area?
Yes.
Okay. So it kind of goes in hand with what the gentleman was saying earlier, the improvement of law enforcement. Okay, so who walk, and then the speed limits for that area, the safety of the individuals, pedestrians.
Traffic light at Old Jennings and Long Bay.
Okay, let me get her to finish that.
I've sat there 25 minutes before trying to get in. It's ridiculous.
All right, you were saying a street light at Long Bay and,
It's traffic signal. at
Traffic
Long-
signal.
Long Bay and Old Jennings.
okay, traffic signal at Long Bay and Old Jennings.
I think it was slated to be done in this project that they were supposed to do for Live Oak, but that's why I thought Ms. Conlon was here, she could answer that.
I'm not sure you want to start down Old Jennings.
Oh, I missed your first part. What did you
There's so
say?
much that needs to be done with Old Jennings right now.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
it's
you're
bad.
right. You're right though, absolutely. It's a danger.
Any other project?
Well, I wanna add on there, I mean, I know we had it on the beginning discussion, but, streetlights and sidewalks along 218 for safety reasons.
Okay.
Because I don't think we have it on, or do we? Did we have it on that? The
Um,
question two?
Those were not specific projects, but when you said lighting on streetlights on 218, that was part of our main discussion. So we put, question number 2 is, you're saying you'd like streetlights on,
That's how I would like to see some of that money go from the public infrastructure money.
streetlights on 218.
Streetlights in 218, sidewalks in 218, for safety reasons.
Stop,
Many people walk,
take a
ride
different
bikes, along, it's close to the road, on the grass.
On the grass, okay.
And at night, they're during the day, at night, and very difficult to see them.
All right, streetlights and sidewalks on 218. Okay? Did you have something to add?
I'm just to say from landing to 301.
What was that? What would that
Street,
project?
same,
Oh,
same
and
prop, yeah.
landing to 301.
Yeah, eventually they're gonna end up widening 218 all the way to 301. I don't know if that's in any kind of budget they have now, but,
Thank you.
I've heard about it.
Okay.
How
Thank you,
deep
sir.
do y'all get into it? I mean, cause I'm a contractor, I've been doing this 50 years, and, but the county had a, they had a, what do they call it, it's kinda like an apple farm that they put on developers
Okay.
that, probably too young to remember, but when Eagle Harbor was developed,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then all the improvements had to come down 220 and then 17,
Mm-hmm.
Eagle Harbor had to pay for that.
Okay.
And as the other places developed, the guy that put out the money in front he got a little bit of his back for the next 10 years as it developed.
Okay.
Back towards it. And if they, because they used to make like, say like Hoyt and Kenny Riggers went to build a subdivision, whatever, they had to improve 1 mile, a half a mile in each direction of the county roads. Is that gone away, do you know?
I can't quite answer that right now, but that's definitely something that we can put on our parking lot section
Yeah.
and get you the correct answer
That used
after
to be a
this
thing.
meeting.
And I don't know if it went away, because I don't see it happening.
So
But
what would
He just
you,
said that, I didn't mean to interrupt you, on 218 out by where they live at 217,
Mhm.
they just built that big Dollar General.
Yes,
They made Dollar General pay for all that sidewalk to go in all the time.
so what would you like to see?
Same thing. The
In a
developers,
specific area, just in general?
they need to finish it, that's what I'm saying. I'd like to see if that still is in effect, because it used to do a lot of improvements and all.
In the county as a whole, ad valorem,
Yeah,
in the county as a whole.
on the developer.
And you got sidewalk coming from 217 to this area here, and I think it stops at the ballpark. So none of it's connected.
So what, say that one more time?
You've got sidewalk, which
Okay.
is a nice one, for, I imagine, for people with golf carts or wheelchairs or whatever.
Okay.
It's a 6-foot sidewalk, but it only comes so far, and then there's a 6-mile stretch with no sidewalk at all.
And where's that specifically?
Right out front of here, I don't know how far it goes to go down to the ballpark.
Yeah, Omega Park up there.
So make a park and then it stops, and then it comes from the Dollar General this way and stops.
Okay, so
there's
you
nothing
want to
between.
see finished sidewalk along
218.
218, okay? To connect to infrastructure, so the Omega Park and the Dollar General.
Correct.
Okay,
I mean, there's some in front of Wilkinson
Yeah,
Elementary and
You've got
Wilkinson
sections.
Junior High, but
Sections and
there's
they
just
stop.
sections.
Yeah.
From the library to Omega Park? Or was
Yeah.
it, where did it end on this side and start?
It
I
actually
think
goes all
you
the way to Winn-Dixie here.
okay.
Right, but it only goes how far west?
So let's do
Just
from
past
Landing
Omega
to
Park.
Omega?
Mega Park,
Mega Park to the elementary school,
Mhm.
are they connected from
connect
here?
that.
Just connect all the sidewalk.
And then
Just don't have
Connect
to be
the
on one side.
infrastructure, okay,
Correct.
great,
Okay.
thank you for that. Anything?
Now, is there already plans on 218? I mean, it's already in development, it's gonna be in 4-lane already now, right? It's already in the plans, and you don't know,
I cannot answer that question.
so you don't know anything about any future development already? So we might be talking about stuff that's already in the books, already planned to be doing it, correct?
You could be, but with these funding dollars, it can set a priority for the projects that we go after and in which order we go after them.
Because if we already got plans for doing, 4-lane and 218, they're probably gonna put sidewalks, curb and gutter, and drainage and everything else already. It's already in the plans, could already be in the works for all that.
But we do want to hear what you have to say still. So if you want to make sure that that gets listed, we will make sure that it's up here. And if you fill out a comment card with those types of questions, we can make sure that you get an answer on that from our, of the appropriate department.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but Sharice told me that on the county website, clay.gov or something like that.
claycountygov.com.
I can never find it, but there's a list on there, you can look at the projects that are already in, and I can't find it.
So it's right on the homepage, so that falls under my department. So we made a page on there, it's called Road Projects, and we made it right smack on the homepage so you can find it. And I'm looking at it right now, so County Road 218, trying to see what they're going to build, but it's gonna be a complete overhaul, so to start answering your question, it sounds like that might be in the works there. I'm trying to pull it up and find it. But if you go to our homepage on claycountygov.com, you can see every road project we have in the county.
Does it have dates, like
Oh, yes,
projected
ma'am.
dates?
Yes, ma'am. And it has an email that you can email us, it goes to
Good.
my staff, and we can get that answer to you as well.
Yes.
What area? Clay
Does that
County?
answer your question, sir?
Yep.
Okay.
What
claycountygov.com, G-O-V.
Okay.
All right, any other project suggestions?
I'm just curious, where's this money proposed for, what area? The whole all of Clay County?
It is
Sorry.
focused on low to moderate income areas or individuals.
So none of it should be going to Fleming Island.
That is, as a whole,
Because-
that is correct.
Sorry about
But
that.
as an individual, if there is a home rehab project and the individual falls under low to moderate income, that is a home rehab.
I've got you. I'm
Availability.
just curious,
Yes, sir.
because everything's lit up in Fleming and not on this side of town.
I understand your frustrations.
They will never
Thank
pay
you.
for it. They paid for every bit of it.
I would like to see,
And pay
more, added, more activities, what's that, how do you say it? Added to the park, Omega Park.
You mean activities or
Or
programs?
Programs.
Okay.
Programs, there you go.
So the addition of programs at Omega Park. Did you have specific programs?
Pickleball courts.
Okay, thank
I
you.
figure out what that is, but it's a hot ticket. I don't know what it is.
It's a lot of
Really?
Add pickleball courts at Omega Park.
With lighting.
With lighting.
Okay, with lighting. Let me give her a second.
I like the polo center.
Did you say polar?
Polo.
Polo.
Yeah.
You must have horses, correct?
Now, I'm just
You might be
concerned.
able to go to the equestrian center.
Wait, I want to make sure. Are you want
No, I don't want.
Oh, okay.
Being smart. If I make $53,900 and live by myself, I'm in poverty. Is that what happened?
Yes, that's
Well,
correct.
by HUD standards.
By the HUD guidelines, by federal.
So how much for the second person? You know.
It's if you go onto HUD, if you Google, we can work with you offline to get that
No,
down.
it's fine. I just, I'm thinking that we've got a huge amount of people in Clay County that are
Very
under this.
It's very.
And I think, I'm sorry, but I think there's some of them in Fleming Island too, but that's okay. I'm just, yeah, this is,
Yes,
but
sir.
it's because it's Jacksonville, right?
I'll find out.
We are considered under Jacksonville's umbrella, yes.
Because HUD considers us there, is that correct?
That is considered, yes.
We're a metropolitan we're considered
Urban
part of the
area.
Jacksonville
Yeah.
metropolitan area,
Okay.
yes. But where that sounds bad, it benefits us because the cost of living in Jacksonville is so much higher than what it is here.
Correct.
It
And the income level is on the chart.
It is, but we do have people that commute from Clay County up to Duval, to Jacksonville to get work.
Oh,
So it
we-
benefits
we
us
live
in the
by
sense
the
that-
apartments where they live, yeah.
Yep, so that the cost of living here is lower,
Yeah.
is how we benefit.
So I wanted to make sure I finished that. Did you have something outside, you said activity programming, was there a different type of program?
YMCA.
Yeah, I'd love a YMCA.
Get some YMCA, get us a yoga, where we can do yoga or meditate.
Okay,
Some kind of activity that we can go to out this way.
when you say
Or
we, what do
facility.
you mean?
Facility,
Like a
community.
recreational-
You would like
Youth
a
center or
community?
something.
youth center,
Community center. We
a
have one in
YMCA,
Middleburg.
what do we got a YMCA around here at? Where's
Moody,
it at?
Moody,
Yeah, how far is that from here? We have
Okay.
nothing out here to go to in the evening,
Mhm.
to sit on a mat and,
Meditate,
there you go,
okay.
something.
So we put community center, YMCA for activities, let's make sure we put in the activities yoga,
that would be wonderful.
meditation,
How about an AA
No,
community
I'm not.
or AA?
AA center,
Yeah, there's nothing out here for alcoholics or drug abusers that I know of,
Just churches.
just churches,
Yeah,
that's
and not all of
it.
them do.
we'll talk about that. We have some programming that we can talk to you about offline after this.
Okay. I'll give you the information.
I'll hold him for you after the meeting.
All right, is that complete your thought on that one? Community
Yeah,
center for activities, yoga, meditation, AA center?
Yeah, there's.
You're thinking something after hours to
Correct,
be able
yes,
to do, okay,
yes.
not just during the day, but, okay, can you make sure that puts on there after hours availability?
During day too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
For the retirees, yeah, I would like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, so all encompassing,
yeah,
Yes.
all
I have put
encompassing.
in tons of.
It'd be nice for retirees to
internet
have something to
cafes
do
and
like
people
that.
for-
we do have a senior center and a civic association right down the street.
Do they offer yoga and?
They do, there's quite a bit of programming there,
They do?
Where's it located?
Is,
right down the street. We can talk about it
okay.
after
Okay.
this
Okay.
comment section.
I forgot about that. That's in,
So, right down the street.
okay.
You don't want to talk about it right now.
That is actually under my wheelhouse, and
Okay,
in,
well,
in
Add that over.
as appropriate time, we're gonna put that in the parking lot, and
Okay.
we can talk about it after this session.
Okay.
And I can give you great information about the programs that Community Services offers to our community.
Okay.
Actually quite a bit, people don't know about it.
It used to be done by the, it used to be
All right,
done by the
I think you had a question, you had a project idea.
No, I don't, is the incorporation of Middleburg?
What do you mean?
Incorporate comment?
There is no wrong answer. So we will put it on here.
Oh, I mean, I don't know what it does.
Would you like to see
Well,
Middleburg?
That's the reason this stuff is not happening.
Okay,
YMCA will not go into a non-incorporated
Yeah.
community.
Okay.
I'm just saying that.
no, you're fine, there's no.
Exactly right.
So you want me to add incorporate, look into incorporating?
Well, yes and no.
No, that's fine, we will add it. We wanna make sure that it gets put in the notes. Okay.
Can you put
We
incorporation?
don't have a mayor.
Question mark?
Sure, incorporation of Middleburg.
No, you don't have
I
that.
think it's the wrong way, it's the verbiage.
Did you have something you wanted to add? Okay, ma'am? Does that encompass all of the things that you wanted?
Except for the last one.
And Clay Hill.
And Clay Hill, incorporation of Middleburg and Clay Hill. Okay,
You got them all over.
alright. Any other feedback? If you don't feel comfortable saying, being a part of this comment section, you do have the green cards on the back that you can submit. Okay. Alright, this concludes our main discussion portion. I'm going to read over the things that we've come up together as a group. We have for the main discussion of what types of specific projects would you like to see within these budget categories. We had improvement in Middleburg Crossing Center, entrance to Middleburg Crossing Center at Taco Bell is washed out. You'd like to see that improved. Sidewalks and streetlights in the Black Creek Park North. Safety of the elderly population who walk. Speed limits in Black Creek Park North. The addition of a traffic signal at Long Bay and Old Jennings. Streetlights, sidewalks on 218 and Blanding to 301. Finish sidewalk from Omega to Elementary along 218 and Blanding to 301. Add pickleball to Omega Park with lighting. A community center or equivalent YMCA for activities such as yoga, meditation, AA center that is available during and after hours. And incorporation of Middleburg and Clay Hill. Is that fair? All right. We are going to move on to the next section. We're going to pass around some dots. You're going to get 2 colored dots. This is the activity portion. So the green means high priority and the orange means low priority. And we're asking that you each come up here. You only get 1 dot, so 1 vote each. You're going to put a high priority on either housing and public infrastructure or put a low priority of housing and public infrastructure. But you can only choose one with 1 sticker. So again, green means high and orange-ish, is that an orange gold?
It is orange. Yep.
Orange is low.
Start?
Yes, sir, please.
Let me grab those from you. I'll get that one to you. Did you have another orange?
Yeah, that's one.
One of each, yes.
Well, you keep giving it to me, like, okay.
She'll bring around the other color also.
Okay.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Yeah, see, just-
Here's a green for you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Yes, sir.
Oh.
Are you missing the orange? Is that what you want?
Yeah.
smell doing this. One lady here told me about, what, how do I know y'all are doing this? Because I'm on the county notification thing, I didn't.
Because I do have this
It was, there was a public notice ad, it was out on social media, and it was in the paper,
I don't
I
have
don't
to.
know about that news.
and it was on the news.
145. The small road.
No, you can't. How did you?
We already got this park going down here. Baseball park. Phase one. Phase 2 and 3.
The library, I don't know how long y'all been out there. When my kids was little, the library was a 2-story house over there by the elementary school.
All right.
And it's about to fall in.
Thank you all for your activity portion of this evening. I want to also say thank you for all of the feedback that you guys have given us, and we really appreciate this as we plan for the next fiscal year of 2025. I'm going to turn it back over to our director of grants, and she is going to talk to you about a summary and wrap up with the next steps.
All right, well, thank you all so much for participating tonight. If you came in a little later, we do have a sign-in sheet on the back table. If you don't mind signing in for us, that helps when we record all of our meeting minutes and submit our grant application to HUD later this year. I want to just quickly summarize the rest of our public comment period. We are in the middle of a 30-day public review and comment period, which opened on June 11th and will continue through July 10th. So comments are encouraged throughout this period. We have hard copies of the plan available online here tonight at each of our 5 public libraries, also on the 3rd floor of the admin building, as well as at our community services office on College Drive. So if anyone is not able to access it online, we have multiple ways to help make sure the public sees this and has a chance to provide their input. Tonight was our second public meeting. We do have one more. It will be Thursday, June 27th at 6 p.m. at the Orange Park Library. And then we will incorporate all of our public comment and submit the annual action plan to the Board of County Commissioners for approval at their Tuesday, July 23rd meeting. And then after that, we'll transmit our plan to HUD, and funding will become available in October. So thank you again for participating, and hope everyone has a good night.